680's Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, stocks are on fire. Wall Street is so thankful on this Friday with another record close.
Yeah, it's been straight up like a rocket ship for Wall Street, Francis, since the U.S. presidential election. And as you saw, the Dow up more than 100 points today at a record finish. This was the 14th record close for the Dow since that November 8th vote in the U.S. It has closed higher in 20 out of the past 24 sessions. So since that vote, we've seen a lot of optimism over the fiscal stimulus promise that Trump has made. He has pledged as well to deregulate the financial sector, and he's promised to cut the U.S. corporate tax rate. So markets really focusing on those promises. We've seen $1 trillion flow into the stock market since the U.S. election and $1.8 trillion flow out of the bond market. So a big rotation. As far as the TSX is concerned, it closed higher today for a 6th straight session, and it is up almost 18% on the year. Big run for the banks. Francis, Bank of Montreal trading at an all-time high on strong earnings.
Well, there are lots of questions today about the future of Sears after another disappointing earnings report.
Yeah, this is a company that, of course, has roots in Canada going back some 60 years, but it's really struggled in recent years. We've seen it close stores, lay off employees. Sears Canada said today its third quarter loss more than doubled to $120 million. Revenue was down more than 21%. Same-store sales falling 7.1%. So what is Sears looking at to try and turn things around? Well, groceries. Sears Canada said this evening that it signed a partnership with 2 specialty supermarket operators to run food markets out of some of its revamped stores. Declined to provide any further info, but said it was confident that the food offerings will bring customers into Sears more often. So we'll see if that works.
Groceries.
Certainly, yeah, well, it's done well for Walmart
Yeah.
and for some other retailers. So we'll see if it can do the same for Sears, Francis.
Very interesting. Now, Nintendo shares jumping on the soon-to-be-released Super Mario game.
Yeah, this is sort of the next big thing after Pokemon Go. So Nintendo's coming out with Super Mario Run. It is a smartphone game. It's going to be released on December 15th. The first 3 levels are free, but then gamers have to pay $10 to unlock the rest of the game. So they get you hooked, and then you got to pay money. Researchers today said the game could gross $71 million US in the first month alone and could be downloaded by more than 50 million users. Nintendo stock at a 4-month high, and all the optimism surrounding Super Mario, Francis.
Now, I feel like this next story is just for me. Thank you, Richard. A men's shirt that gets rid of the buttons and puts in some magnets.
Yeah, you're rushing to leave the house in the morning, and who has time for buttons anymore? We're busy, right? We got things to... So that's one aspect of it. So this is Van Heusen, one of the big manufacturers of menswear, and it's coming out with this, a shirt that replaces the buttons with magnets, both on the front and in the cuffs. So it's a hands-free method to close the shirt, and they say it could be a game changer for those with disabilities, particularly those with Parkinson's disease. One of the side effects of Parkinson's is limited dexterity. So that's kind of one of the major markets I think it's aimed at. Could also be a winner among seniors. Retailers very sensitive to the seniors market because of their wealth and buying power. So some innovation here, Francis, when it comes to that men's dress shirt.
I was just trying to think in my head, would you walk by any magnets on the street anywhere and then all of a sudden your shirt flies open?
You'd lose your shirt. A whole new way to lose your shirt. Never mind the stock market. Just a magnet will do it now.
We've heard a lot about fake news in the news, in the real news lately, but people are also concerned about a fake children's toy, and it has one major manufacturer scrambling to set the record straight. Fisher-Price
trying to pay damage control. Get a load of this. This has been circulating on the internet. It's supposedly a Fisher-Price happy hour kit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so a little bar there, little tiny beer bottles for the kids. Of course, this is fake. Fisher-Price had nothing to do with this. It's just some guy, using Photoshop. Didn't stop many people from going on to the Fisher-Price Facebook page and complaining, saying, hey, what are you doing here? This isn't right for kids. So Fisher-Price, put out a statement, hey, we had nothing to do with this. This is the second time Fisher-Price had a deal with a spoof this past week. Last weekend on Saturday Night Live, they had a fake commercial for a Fisher-Price toys for sensitive boys, which included a plastic well for staring into. So you got to be careful as a consumer, Francis, to weed out all the fake news and fake toys these days.
Well, I'd be almost more concerned if people were upset because they couldn't buy it. But
I really wanted that happy hour set for my 3-year-old.
Now what am I going to do for Christmas? Okay, thank you, Richard.